Y'all, I have tried to start this video 3 times, and every time I keep forgetting something, so I already know it's gonna be one of those. Side note, hey, let's all do something great. My friend Aquila over at A Lefty Knitter Podcast is trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month, and she's so close. So, pause me, go over, subscribe to her channel, and check her out if you haven't already. I'm pretty sure you will love the content that she has over there. So I'll wait. Just like pause. Hi, are you back? Did you do it? I hope so. Anyway, enjoy her podcast and let's get into this one. Take 19. What's good, peacemakers? Welcome back to another episode of the Piece for Peace Crafting Podcast. I'm Michael, and I will be taking you along on all of my fibery goodness in this little corner of the YouTube universe. For anyone that is returning, welcome back. And for any of you where this is your first time checking out the podcast, welcome. I hope you enjoy what's going on over here. And you do all that fun YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, comment down below, share with a friend if you want. If you would like to find me on the social medias, I'm on Ravelry as Piece for Peace Craft. I'm on Instagram as Piece for Peace Crafting. You can find the communal playlist that we all have over on Spotify at the Piece for Peace Crafting Podcast playlist. And there's even a Ravelry group, Piece for Peace Crafting Podcast, I believe. If you want to go over and join that, it's pretty chill right now, although I do have some ideas for make-alongs. I feel like we're in make-along season right now. Craft-alongs, all the things. So yeah, go over, join the group. I'm sure I kind of want to do something in July, which maybe I'll talk about in the next episode because it will be July, but maybe it'll go to... Anyway, I'll figure out the details, and I'm already rambling. Like I said, it's going to be one of those. Today is June 19th or Juneteenth, so happy Juneteenth to all my folks celebrating here in the States. Yeah, it's Saturday. It's been 2 weeks. A lot has been going on for me personally. Not like personally, but just like for me personally. Whatever. It's the end of the school year-ish here for the folks, or for the kids, I should say, in Chicago. So things have been winding down, finishing up teaching some of my dance classes, which has been really great. It's been a long year, to say the least. Teaching virtually has been rough, especially teaching dance. So I'm happy that that's winding down. And the kids will be going on their summer break soon. What else has happened? Oh, you all. Okay, I have a couple stories to share, which will hopefully perfectly segue into this episode. So last week, it was World Knit in Public Day, right? I had every intention of going out and doing such. I have a friend who is in town. It's like, oh, he crochets. So it's like, let's grab projects. Let's walk over to this neighborhood that's not too far away. It's like a mile. It was a beautiful day. And let's just like go hang out. We can do some like window shopping, chill, find a park, sit and craft for a little bit. So we're outside. We get a little hungry. We duck into a little spot, get something to eat. And as we're leaving, I'm like, oh, I think it's starting to rain. Mind you, we walked. He's like, oh, it's fine. Like, let's just start walking back. I'm sure it won't be too bad. Did I check the weather report for that day? No. I woke up. I was like, it's beautiful. Let's get into it. Let's go. Enter, like, torrential downpour. Awful. It was a complete disaster. And I was like, oh, should we like try to grab an Uber or like get in a Lyft or something to get back to my place, because it's like kind of a walk. He's like, no, let's just walk in the rain. It'll be funny and it'll be fun. So I spent my World Knit in Public day walking about 1.5 miles in the rain, sopping wet when I got home, which was like, even that day was absolutely hilarious and really funny. It was whatever. The project I brought that was in my backpack completely soaked through. Like, everything in my bag was so wet. But I have some project because things dried out and I was able to work on them a little bit this week. So that was ridiculous. And then to top it off, which is my segue, I don't have any spin sugar. I think was the name of the segment that I called it this week because so that happened. I get home, dry off, shower, do all the things, right? Put on dry clothes. And I'm like, all right, well, I didn't get to knit in public. I'm just going to spin for a little bit, take my mind off of it. I go to my wheel, start getting it. We put something silly on the TV. All of a sudden, I just hear like a clunk, like, go, 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 go. And I'm like, weird, what was that? I look down, and one of the connecting footmen, so like I have a double treadle, right? And so there are these little things that connect that like move up and down. One of them just snapped. It said, boy, bye. You're good. You're not gonna be using me anymore. So it was like the perfect cap to just like an absolutely ridiculous day. Don't worry, everything's fine. Parts have been ordered. I was a little bit bummed because I was really looking forward to showing you all what I'd been working on spinning something up for this episode, and then that didn't happen. But it's cool. That gave me a little bit more time to get back into some knitting stuff, which obviously I don't mind because crafting. So excuse me, there's nothing to show in that regard, but I do have a few whips that I would love to share with you all today. Where to start? Let's start with the thing that got sopping wet. So, I showed last time, I'm keeping these in this, do you all remember, for those of you who have been here, maybe you remember this little project bag that 3 Yarn Mice sent me. So I'm keeping that in here. It's a perfect little size to keep socks in. And I'm using this Felici sock. It's the fingering weight and it's in Rustic Cabin. So this is the color. And they're 50-gram balls and they have 218 yards in each. So I'm not really following a pattern. I'm just kind of like going. But I am doing a 3x3 rib. So I showed these last time. Hold up. Boom. So I got a little bit of progress done on them. Absolutely loving how these are working up. I'm obsessed with these colors. I wish that I bought more of this because the Felici stuff isn't around very long. But these colors are great and I kind of want to use them as inspo for something else. I just don't know what, but like, they're amazing. So I'm doing these on my Chaogu US 1, so 2.25s. And I have already done the heel, and so if I hold it this way, and I've started the foot on these. So it's a 3x1 rib, I think I said that. Just a little bit of ribbing at the top. But I wanted to try, I think I talked about this last time too, I wanted to try the Eye of Partridge heel. So I'm just trying to spread it out a little bit. So I did, and I'm obsessed. So like, I've seen this heel a bunch and I've thought like, oh, that looks really cool, but I bet it might be like a little bit complicated. I don't really know. And then finally I was like, what are you talking about? Just like give it a try. You've tried other heels. It's really not that big of a deal. If you don't like it, just like rip it out. Do your regular heel flap that you like doing. And honestly, if you've never tried it, it couldn't be simpler. It's literally just a 4-row repeat and you just keep changing it until you've knit the whole heel flap. So I absolutely love it. It looks really cool on both the stripes. And then the heel turns actually ended up being their own thing too, which is really awesome. So I'm happy with these, really enjoying it. Hopefully these will be done soon. It's hot, so like I don't know if I will wear them now. Who am I kidding? I will wear these now. Cause like I'll wear a long sock with shorts in the heat, cause who cares? So yeah, I'm really loving these. This is a perfect little thing like during a knit night, or if I just want something kind of mindless to be working on, especially now that I'm on the foot part. So the 3x1 is only on the top of the foot, and then the bottom of the foot is just stockinette. So like very mindless. Can definitely throw on some TV and just like sit and hang out and chill and work on these, which, yes. I know some people don't like knitting socks, which is fine. Like, knit what you like, period. Don't let people make you feel bad about that. But I'm happy that I've started knitting socks because it is just like a fun little small project. I feel like it's the same way people feel about knitting hats. You know, like a lot of people are like really big into like, oh, I love just like knitting a hat. And I feel like for me, socks are sort of that way. It's just like, oh, I can just like grab them, they're mindless, work on them and go. So this is that. Really happy this dried out from our crazy day of walking in the rain. So super excited to get those finished, hopefully soon. The next thing that I would love to share with everyone is actually a new cast on. So, as I'm dropping things already. So, my sister, who thankfully, because there's a light at the end of the tunnel of us living in this panorama, is gonna be coming to visit. And she's like, oh, we talked about it many months ago, like me making something for her to gift to someone. Sure, as much things, life happens. I completely forgot about it. She's like, hey, I'm coming soon. Do you think you can have this for me so I can take it when I leave? Oh, right, I should probably start making that. So what I'm doing is, I've done this before, is another Pure Joy by Joji Locatelli. So here's a picture. It's a 2-skein shawl. Really fun. Knit on large needles. I think they're knit on 6, so 4mm needle, huge. We live using sock weight yarn or fingering weight. And so I picked these two colors. Literally was like, I had to go into the office one day last week, stopped at my stopped at one of the local yarn shops on my way home. And so I picked up these two colors. So these are both Malabrigo. And I was sent like a photo of a scarf of who's gonna be getting it. Sent a photo of a scarf that the person was wearing, and I don't know if they misplaced it or something happened to it, whatever. And like it had like this sort of vibe to it, like purples, blues. There's like hidden rust in there a little bit too, but I love these colors together. So these are both Malabrigo. This one is, hold up, I have the little tags. 1 second. This first one is the Malabrigo Machita, and it's 100% superwash merino, and it's 420 yards for 100 grams. And then this grayish color is the Malabrigo sock, and that one is 440 yards for 100 grams. And throw those over there. This one is in Anniversario, and this one is Polar Morn. So I really love these two together. Now, the downside of this is this one I'm using as my main color. It wasn't going to be enough yardage, which I bought them quickly, came home, looked at the yardage, and then was like, oh, I'm going to be a little bit short. So what I'm doing is, I was told that the person who's going to be receiving it likes orange. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't really know how that's going to play into it. So what I did was something else I'm going to show, my Veritice Unite. I finished a section and I had a little bit of this, what's this color called? Picante left over. Picante? Is that what it's called? It's literally my favorite color. You would think I remember. I think that's what it's called. Left over. And so, set things down. I'm using that to add to my main color so that I can get the yardage out of it. So here's, oh my gosh, y'all, the strands of tangling. So here's where I am with that. I started this on Thursday, so I got a little bit of progress. Obviously, the beginning of the shawl always feels like it's going so quickly. So here's where I am with that. And at first, I was like, I don't know if this orange is gonna look good. This looks kind of shady in there. But I'm kind of feeling it now. So I'm just doing the last little, because it's short rows. I'm just doing the last little short row, not giving too much away, with that orange color to make up for some of that yardage. And then going into that Polar Morn color for the eyelet rows, which I think is going to be really beautiful. And my friend pointed out, no, the orange looks beautiful. And there's every now and then you get a little tiny blip of orange in the Anniversario color, which it looks really, don't drop things. It looks really good here. Yeah, I'm really feeling this. So I'm hoping it turns out well and that they enjoy it. It's always, I find, if you have knit-worthy, craft-worthy friends, let's just say craft-worthy, and you're making something for them, I feel like it's really easy to be like, oh, these are their colors, this is what they're gonna be into, that sort of thing. But I always get a little bit nervous making something for someone for them then to give it as a gift. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, oh, I don't even know if this person, one, is knit-worthy, and two, if it's their jam, you know what I mean? But I feel like they're gonna love it, and I should just not freak out about it. One of the other things that I love about this too is this. So to me, this reads kind of silver. Yeah, silver, grayish color. But it has a little hint, a little wash of blue in it. And I love it. And I think in, as it's knitting up in this, the blues that are in this really bring out the little bit of blue that's in that Polar Morn color. Yeah, it's really pretty. Anyway, I'm being ridiculous. This is great. I'm super excited about it. It's not living in anything. Actually, it's living in a thing called my coffee table. For right now, I just have it sitting on top of the coffee table because I just started it, and I could just grab it and go, especially because it's so small and I just started it. So, right. Loving working on that, and hopefully that'll be done soon too. The last time I made one of these, I think I knocked one out in 10 days or something, because it's on such a large gauge that it just goes really quickly, which is wonderful. All right, the last thing, also everyone, it's mason jar season. Get into it. fill up the biggest mason jar you have with water, tea, a mint julep, and just sip on it all day. All right, the last thing, which I'm super stoked about, that I have to show is my Veritice Unite. So I'm making one of these along with literally everyone else who knows how to knit right now, because it's just like, it's the thing to do. It's hot right now. So you've seen one of my colors, the Picante color, which is Murky Depths. Show all the yarns again. I also have, so this is, they're all living in these little, I forget what, like yarn sock things. Mine are from Slip Stitch Studios. So here's one, here, let me just pull them all out. I feel like I'm rushing. So this is just gonna create a huge mess, but that's okay. So here's some of my colors, plus that orange that you already saw. So we have April Showers is this color, and Duck Boots, Love, which those are both Pitchfork Fiber, and this Siren Song, which is Chameleon Hand-Dyed Yarn. And then, oh, this is one of the backyard. What is all this? This is one of the backyard chicken colorways I don't know the name of. That is oh, now I got yarn on my lips. Just a disaster, y'all. I said that I was a hot mess in an episode, and someone commented and said, like jokingly, like, you're more of a spicy disaster. And I love that. So I'm a spicy disaster today. So this is a Hue Loco backyard chicken, barnyard chicken, backyard chicken, I think. It was a sock set, and I don't remember the name, the colorway name, but I'm living for it. So those are my colors. Let me shove these all in the bag since I'm creating such a mess with all of them. And this is living in one of my beautiful sister bags. Obsessed, completely obsessed with this bag. It's so cute. It's giving me very Juneteenth vibes today. So maybe I'll take this out in the world today to craft. So here's where I am with that. So I think the last time, oh no, where's the beginning? The last time I showed, I think I was like here. I just started it, right? Here we go. So, since I've seen you last, I've gotten, hold up, it's kind of big. So this was section 1. Then I did section 2. Section 3 was that Picante color. And then section 4, which I just finished last night, oddly, is this. So, y'all, I get why people say that this is such a fun knit now. Like if you've been watching for a while, clearly 19 episodes, maybe this is your first one. So 1, live for a Stephen West pattern. I think they're absolutely ridiculous, like in the best way possible. And I know people get a little bit like, I don't know if those are really for me, because his color choices can be a little bit like over the top. And I think that that's what makes them fun. Like, and if you just like search for the hashtag or look at projects on Ravelry to see other people's color palettes, it looks completely different and amazing and like all sorts of colors. So like, look at the pattern, see it and be like, oh, that looks cool. And then this is what I do personally. I go through and I just look at a bunch of different projects to be like, oh, okay, cool. Now let me put my spin on it for the colors that I like. So I just went in my stash with this one. And it's all just like straight knitting. You pick up a little bit. Maybe you do some, you do some increases, obviously. And then like a cool way of picking things up. So let's get this waist yarn out of the way. So my first section was the duck boots and chameleon hand dyed together. And then section 2, you pick up all along that edge. And this is the April showers and the Hue Loco color together. So the barnyard. Why do I want to say barnyard? The backyard, whatever it is, the Hue Loco held together. And at first I was kind of like, I don't really think those look good together, but I just kept going because I didn't want to go in my stash and find something else. And honestly, like, I'm glad I did because I love how the blue and the variegated of the Hue Loco play. Oh, that looks even better there. Play with one another. It's giving me very much like springtime vibes, and it tones it down a little bit. The Hue Loco down a little bit, which I really like. What is that? Yeah, and then you pick up and you go along and do this big wedge for section 3, which if you watch, so this is part of the Fiber Hustle, what is it called? Hustlers Unite Cal, that Chip and Aaron are running. And if you go and watch their latest episode, actually they have Stephen West talks a little bit about it, about this shawl. So it's like the way that he describes it, which I will not do it justice, but these two colors are on a date. These two colors play together and they're the chaperones of said date. And then this is the entertainment. And I gotta say, I feel like just those, if you just look at them like this, they play together kind of well, and I love it. And then, moving right along to section 4, the one that I just finished as it falls, is just a little short row section, and this is the Hue Loco all on its own, which I think is obviously looks completely different without being held with the April Showers colorway. So I think I have 2 more sections to go, and then you have to pick up around the whole thing and do a I-cord around it. So I think the next section is gonna be the Siren Song and the April Showers together, and then so these will be striped, and then Duck Boots will get a section all on its own to finish it off. Now, I've been watching a few people. I know Aquila just did it, and Lisa, who's 72 Stitches on Instagram, they both did the stripey bind off around the whole thing. And I've done those before, and I think they look really cool, and I'm really into it. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll do a stripey one too, just, you know, like getting inspiration from other people. And then I haven't really made up my mind yet, but I'm kind of thinking, this is just my thought for now, it probably won't happen. It might happen. It won't. To do like a striped, but in the colors of the section that they are. Does that make sense? So like picking up and doing the Siren Song and the Duck Boots along this edge, and then when you get to this edge, doing the April Showers and the Hue Loco, and then this would all just be the Picante color and whatever, so on and so on and so on. I haven't really decided if that's what I'm going to do, especially since I'm using that Picante color in that other shawl, so I may not have enough to actually do that, which is fine because in the pattern it says that you're supposed to use color D, which is the Hue Loco color for me, to do the bind off around the whole thing, and I feel like actually that might look really beautiful too. So as I shove this back in this bag, so that's my Veritice Unite. I'm feeling it. It's like such a fun knit. As soon as you get over doing one section, it's time for you to switch and get in. Things are falling all around me. It's time for you to switch and start doing another one. So that's really great. And it's a lot of like, okay, you're done with this, put this on waste yarn. Now go over and start doing this thing, which I don't know, it's just a lot of fun, which is surprising. Is probably why I got so much of it done, is because it was just like, oh, okay, now I'm done with this. Well, I'll just pick up this part and do one row, which leads into doing like 6. And then, yeah, and then like the next day or two, you're like, oh, this section's done. Let me just pick up and then possibly do 6 rows of like the next section, and you just keep going. It's great. It's good times. I do have one future thing that I want to talk about. Is I have another gift knit that I'm going to be working on, and hopefully in the next episode I'll have a little bit to show you all. But I think my housemate, who is a friend, that would be weird. His mom, whom I love, has been like low-key asking him like, oh, which is funny that she just wouldn't ask me, because like I've known her for over a decade now. But she like low-key is like asking my housemate like, oh, like Michael's stuff is so nice. Like, do you think he would be interested in like making me something? And so he came to me and he was like, dude, my mom wants you to make her something. Like, would you be down with that? And I'm like, absolutely. Why didn't she ask me a long time ago? So I think I settled on, which is another Stephen West pattern, the Fantastic, I think it's called. So I ordered some yarn for that. Hopefully that'll be here soon, and I can show you all a little bit of the progress on that. It's massive. I think you can stop it early. Obviously, like most of Stephen West patterns, you can stop it early. I'm gonna do it huge because why not? So that's like future knitting for me. Also, too, I know if you've watched the last episode, I was working on the flax light for a friend of mine's, Little Nugget. And that Veritice Unite sort of took over my life. It was just like playtime, so I didn't get much of anything done on my flax light, but I'm hoping to get the sleeves done on that. It's like, they're this big. Why is it not done? And I want to get that done soon so that it can be shipped off to the other side of the world soon, because kids grow quickly and that little nugget should have it. So you all, it's kind of another short episode this time around. That's all I have to show for right now. Last thing, as always, so my music rec for this week. Shout out to the people who reached out and were like, oh my gosh, Ella, yes, Living. Love that live album that I recommended last time. I love hearing that. I love sharing music with people sharing music with me. It brings me so much joy. So this week, I know I've shared an album of his before, but I figure because of the day and the times, I would recommend another little throwback, Marvin Gaye's What's Going On. Timeless, classic. We love it. Beautiful, beautiful album. Obviously, it's a classic. Timeless. My Rex, clearly, the title track, What's Going On, so good. What's Happening, Brother? Yes. I'm gonna do 4. Mercy, Mercy Me. If that doesn't make you want to throw open all the windows and like put some food on the grill and just love life, I don't know what's going on. In addition to Inner City Blues, they're just great music, wonderful messages. Marvin Gaye's What's Going On. Please go check it out. I'll add these songs to the playlist that we have over on Spotify. Again, if you have Spotify and you want to play along, add along, please feel free to go over and add to our communal playlist over there. I will add these songs. People have been adding things. It's been great. I love just throwing that playlist on every now and then, just putting it on shuffle and jamming out in my apartment while I'm cooking or cleaning things. It's really great. Anything else? I don't think so. I think that's it for this week, you all. So another little short one. Short-ish. Short for me, I guess. I hope everyone is doing well. If it is summer where you are, or getting into summer, I hope everyone's enjoying the weather and staying cool. If it's turning into winter, right? Because, like, hemispheres, I hope you all are staying warm and toasty and making all the fun things. Yeah, I hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's healthy, doing what you need to do, finding some time to craft and relax. And I think that's it for me, you all. Enjoy the next 2 weeks. Get some fun stuff made. Squeeze up on your loved ones if you can. Give everybody a hug. Call somebody you haven't talked to in a while and you've been meaning to call. And until then, I hope, I just wish everyone the best. And don't forget, make a piece, spread some peace. Peace.